Hello, and welcome. 7.32D Passionless First Impressions. This is the patch where we hope to God we've done something about Wraith Pack. I haven't been playing too much actual regular Dota. I've mostly only been experiencing regular Dota. Thanks for the resub, Chancellor, I appreciate it. But I've mostly only been experiencing regular Dota through, like, the in-house and, like, a couple of, like, queues and stuff, but there are definitely some things that kind of like show, like even in those limited games, or like especially like in Dire Tide. I think Dire Tide kind of like shows some of the other problems with the game. I think largely, like one of the most clear ones is Wraith Pack. I think Wraith Pack is very broken, and honestly, it doesn't like have like a place in the game. So I'll be very happy to see when it isn't like literally deleted in this patch, and it's probably like barely touched at all. There's like a number of heroes that I kind of have problems with right now, like Sniper, Drow, Clanks, Tiny still kinda, but he's honestly like less than a lot of the other people. But let's see. I'm expecting very few problems to be fixed and more kind of to be nudged. I'm honestly very surprised that we're getting a letter instead of just a whole new number. I really kind of figured we would be getting 7.33 in like December or like late November, because I feel like we usually get it around like our next real patch around this time. So it's kind of weird. But I mean, it's also, I think, like complicated when you throw Dire Tide into the mix, because, you know, changes that they make fuck Dire Tide, but let's go. The Flag Bearer creep bonus gold for allies in range increased by 10. I honestly hate this thing. I don't really think that the Flag Bearer needs to be more important than it is already. And I feel like we've just, like, drastically increased it. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what the previous thing is. 10 more when it's already, like, a lot, just for, like, one hero to get, right? Because if you don't know, when you kill the Flag Bearer creep, you also get the AoE gold. So it's like you get to like double dip, right? So I really don't know why this is necessary. I don't really like that we've made like creep waves as like complicated as they are. After some time with Flag Bearers, I can say that I'm just like not a huge fan of them. I think that I could be more of a fan if they were toned down a bit. On the gold department, I think I'm mostly fine with like the health regen, but I kind of teeter back and forth on it because I kind of like that there is like a thing you can do that isn't just buying a sal, and it's like kind of huddling around this creep and trying to like manage the aura, being in the aura and whatnot, in order to kind of pseudo heal. Because it is quite good in lane. 3 HP a second is a lot early on. But it also like takes away like a little bit from roaming. It also takes away a bit from like leaving your lane to do anything. Which isn't necessarily bad, but I think it's like in a little bit of an awkward spot. But more so, it's just like having to like really care about last hitting it and also last hitting the range creep, I find to be kind of like an annoying mini game within a mini game, within like a mini game of Dota. Plus, I think it's like a lot of gold we've just introduced to the game, right? I think I love a lot more of like the pacing as of late. What I don't like is I think that the Flag Bearer is kind of like a huge difference maker in terms of like gold pacing. Like, did you last hit the flag bearer in your lane, like in the first 10 minutes, right? If so, like, your net worth is probably several hundred higher just from that. And it's weird. A whole bunch of changes here, a whole bunch of fixes. I am going to read through them myself really quick, and I will comment on any of them are like important. What? Yeah, someone noticed that. Alright, I didn't really see too much important here. A lot of these are kind of like niche. They're just complaining about this moment of courage. Do it. It's level 25! And they had to take the wrong talent to get it anyway. They had to take they had to skip the magic immunity. Alright. So now we're on to item changes. Blade Mail. Active damage return increased from 80 to 85%. I really don't think that that's necessary. I actually think Blade Mail is in a mostly good spot. I don't think Blade Mail is the problem. I think that the problem is like a lot of the other heroes. Active damage return no longer interrupts channeling when cast. Wow, that's like a huge change for a number of heroes. What? Why? That's crazy. That's like a huge change for a hero like Pudge. I really thought Blade Mail was in a pretty good spot, but I guess no. It's just I don't know. It feels both of these are like pretty big buffs, I would think. It's like big for Pudge. It's kind of big for even someone like Pit Lord. I think not as much for like Undying. Obviously, the first line is like pretty big for Spectre. Primal Beast. It gives a lot of heroes like a bit more flexibility on their blade mill, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Moving on. Bloodstone. Health bonus decrease from 550 to 500. Mana bonus decrease from 550 to 500. Oh, there we go. It's fine. It's fine. He'll change Leshrac. We'll put a little pin in this, because Leshrac is honestly like one of the only heroes in the game that really makes Bloodstone like a problem right now. for people who don't know, Leshrac is a menace right now with Bloodstone. He's just he is like the problem with the item where like Leshracs are actually able to basically rush this moderately cheaper than it's like ever been item at 4,400 gold, especially since you can break down your mana boots to buy it, right? And just become like unkillable for a long period of time in the game. But we'll put a little pin here and be like, okay, we'll come back after seeing Leshrac. Boots of Bearing, total cost decrease from 4,125 to 4,075. Okay, 50 gold is... I actually don't care. I think that these boots are good. I don't really think they need to be buffed. I just think that they are like a lower priority a lot of the time. And I think that this item's like biggest weakness is the fact that most people have forgotten drums. Drums is an item that I don't think most people even think about at all. And I think that as soon as like people remember that drums exist, these boots of bearing are gonna become more popular. I don't think 50 gold really moves the margin for boots of bearing. Crimson Guard, armor bonus increase from +6 to +8. We're gonna buff like all these defensive items because of Wraith Pact, aren't we? Oh. Drums of Endurance. Recipe cost decreased from 550 to 500. Total cost decreased from 1,700 to 1,650. What's your recipe right now? We should be buying drums a bit more. We should definitely be buying more drums. Prior to this change. I'm putting drums on VNM alert. Giving a windlace to your hold to people in a 1,200 radius is pretty good. And giving what? 2 gloves of haste? 2 gloves of haste to everybody for 6 seconds is also pretty good. The stats aren't bad. Also, here's your problem with Boots of Bearing. Boots of Speed are 45 movement speed currently, right? Then you buy a windlace. And you put it in Triangle Boots. 65, right? Makes sense. If you take damage, it goes down to 40. So you lose 25. You lose more than the windlace. Sure. You buy a windlace, you put it in Drums of Endurance. You get your 20 in the aura, right? 2 windlaces go in. Movement speed doesn't match it. And I'm not saying that this item should give 85 movement speed? But that is... It does? Oh, it does. Well, then there's no loss in efficiency there. I'm dumb. I accounted for it here, but I didn't account for it here. Thank you for the correction. How much is this recipe? Oh, jeez. And you might be like, well, Vash, to be fair, Greaves also has, like, you know, a super expensive recipe, right? But yeah, but if you look at, like... Oh, shit. Man, I thought Greaves gave more stats. I thought it upgraded more of the stats, but it really doesn't anymore. Alright, moving on. Sorry. I'm getting a little sidetracked. Some V&M brewing. Greaves, Guardian Aura threshold for boosted health regen increased from 20% to 25%. That's like completely unnecessary. Like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? No neutral item changes, I'm saying. Unless. No neutral item changes, I'm saying. Fringe. Greaves recipe decreased from 1550 to 1450. 100? What the hell? Look at what Wraith Pact is doing to the game. I think that this is a lot. And I'm mostly okay with these changes. My only real problem is especially for like Blade Mail. Blade Mail change, I'm still kind of like, the problem isn't really these items, it's just like some of the heroes that are just like, so like, it really goes to like when Chancer's point a lot of the time, where he's like, I don't really like to buy Blade Mail against this hero, and he's like, because it just doesn't really feel like it does anything to them. They just have enough armor on their own that, like, it doesn't feel like when they take their own damage, it matters, because they have, like, enough armor or, like, enough whatever damage mitigation to just kind of not care about taking their own damage, even though a lot of those heroes, like PA or Sniper, like, especially, Drow, like, to a degree as well. Even though, in reality, like, those heroes really shouldn't be able to take their own damage. At least, like, not to the, like, degree that they do. But I don't know, some of this is, like... I'm like, okay with, like, a little bit of it, because I don't really like reducing the cost of Boots of Bearing, even though it's not really reducing the cost of Boots of Bearing, it's mostly reducing the cost of drums, right? I would like Boots of Bearing to kind of stay like a high cost, because I kind of feel like it should be. It feels like it should be like a later game thing. Which maybe he also kind of wanted for Greaves, but it kind of looks like he's walking back on that now. But this line is crazy. Type of Insight. Barrier blocked magical damage increased from 400 to 450. What the fuck? What? That's a lot. And it's crazy because people still won't upgrade the pipe, and people still will be like, you can't have more than one pipe on a team, and people will still, I don't know. I think people are still gonna like at least somewhat sleep on pipe. 450 is an insane number. That blocks like the entirety of a Finger of Death. Level 1. That is crazy. No, it does. I know. It's free reduction. I know. I know that you won't actually take 0 damage. Now that I think about it, is barrier before amplification as well? No, because the amp happens first. No, but what about increased damage taken instead of spell amp? So what about like Ancient Seal? No, Ancient Seal reduces magic resistance. There probably aren't even that many things that apply here. Oh, I'm moving on. Don't spend too long on a thing that doesn't matter. Like that. Veil of Discord. All stats bonus increase from +4 to +5. Yes, most people have kind of forgotten about Veil. There's only like a couple of heroes at the moment that I think know that this item exists. But the problem is that one of them is absolute cancer. One of them is absolutely cancer, so I'm terrified of this change. But goddamn, this item is extremely cost effective. If you buy any of these casually, either of these, upgrading it to a Veil is so good. Honestly, Basilis's upgrades are super good. Gotta get my casual crown. You are not aware, but people actually do that. That is a thing that people do when they go to Link. Gotta get my Kasul Veil of Discord recipe. I'm putting Veil on a red alert. Wraith Pact. Ward Aura no longer reduces magical or pure damage, but it still affects physical damage from attacks and spells. Like, yes, thank you. Like, thank you for removing the absolute most egregious part of it. You know, like the actual bonkers, I can't believe this is in the game, stupid part of it. That it reduced, just like literally everything. But now the item is just stupid. Like, it's still pretty good. But, like, one, it just kind of feels, like, out of place. And two, as Chance was mentioned, like, how is Crimson Guard supposed to, like... be better. I guess because it's 500 gold cheaper. And you might be like, oh, what, it works on build? Like, I don't know. Like, there are differences, and like there is a place for both items now. But I think that like when you argue that, like I think you're a little bit too armchair Dota, and not enough like real Dota, where it's like, yeah, but like. But like, look at the stats on this thing. What's the uptime on that? 1/3, 50%, but it can die. I still think that Wraith Pact doesn't have a place in the game. And honestly, I think that this change kind of just agrees with the take that Wraith Pact doesn't like belong in the game. This is like a huge tonal shift for the item, right? And it's one that I don't really think makes that much sense. Like, now it's so narrow that it's like, my dude, you should probably just like move some of this to Crimson Guard, right? I'm not saying like the flat 30% reduction. I'm more saying like just put like the effects spell part on Crimson Guard and like delete this. I don't know. It's just very weird, and I'm spending like a lot of time on this because I think Wraith Pact isn't, in my opinion, it's the biggest oversight. Not the meme, like the biggest like oversight, the biggest problem in the game right now. Like when I see every single game right now, I think that like it's basically optimal to have a Wraith Pact on your team. At least one. I'm even considering having multiple on your team just because of like the uptime it gives you and also like the security it gives you if it were to die and stuff like that. And like that's just crazy. I don't think it's the same thing as me thinking that having like 2 Greaves on the team is at least okay, or like multiple pipes. Because like multiple pipes like kind of stack, right? But like multiple Wraith Pacts do not stack, and I'm still just like, it's so good. And yes, as Chancellor is getting to, it's an item that is created to solve a problem that we've just created. Instead of solving that problem, like it's like creating another problem to solve another problem, right? The problem is just that like some of these like heroes and some of the shit in Dota just ends up doing too much damage, and like you don't have like any recourse. So it's like, okay, then buy a Wraith Pact and like just reduce all of that by 30%. But then you're like, okay, but like if you reduce everything by 30%, especially with how damage reduction works, damage reduction, not like, armor doing physical damage reduction or like, magic resistance, right? But damage reduction and how it works, because I believe that damage reduction applies before like everything else. So then your armor kicks into play, right? And it reduces like that other number or whatever. And like just because like how insane that get? It's just like a little crazy. Like it feels like instead of doing this, we could maybe like tone down some other bullshit. There are too many carries that like at the moment kind of feel like so yeah, basically your goal is fulfill like one condition in a fight, and then you kill the entire enemy team in about 1 to 2 seconds. Alright, so wait for the team fight to start, and like kind of wait for people, and then just Gleipnir and, you know, Burning Barrage them. Alright, so like basically throw a dagger and then then Phantom Strike them. Get like a single crit and cleave and like kill like 1.5 heroes. Alright, so blink in, Avalanche, you Echo Saber hit a hero, and maybe like 3 heroes just die. Walk into the fight, maybe Gust, and then multi-shot. Spin into the fight, optional. Omni Slash. You know, like try to, you know, maybe mitigate some extra creeps, you know, to wasting your bounces. An Omni Slash. And one of the things that truly fucking sucks about this item section, because we're about to fucking finish this, no changes to fucking Nullifier, as I predicted. I knew that we wouldn't change Nullifier, because people aren't buying it, and that item is cancer. Swear to you. I swear to you. Nullifier is cancer, mark my words. And when people truly discover that item, we're in for some miserable fucking Dota. If your item's entire balance is that it has a sacred relic in it, that's a problem. I am moving on. I don't like Wraith Pact. I still believe that it should be deleted. Or, like, entirely reworked. Hero changes. Alchemist. Acid Spray mana cost decreased from 130, 140, 150, 160 to 130. That's minus 30, minus 20, minus 10, minus 0. That's actually like pretty huge. I played Alchemist in a lane like yesterday or like the day before, and I can definitely notice this change. It felt like a little bit too frequent, but honestly, I don't think that this should happen. I thought it was fine the way that it was working. Like, I don't know, this feels insane. Goblin's Greed, Bounty Rune multiplier increased from 1.52, 2.53 to 1.8, 2.2, 2.63. So that's plus 0.3, plus 0.2, plus 0.1, plus 0. Okay. It's more gold. It definitely matters because it's like, what, 30%, 50s, 15, right? So it's, realistically speaking, 15 or 30 more gold. at like the start of the game, and that's a lot, right? That's like a lot of progress for like another set of tangos. It's like basically a clarity, right? If he decides to like bring one out so that he can deal with the assets very problem, it's like nowhere near such a problem anymore. I think that there is a chance that Support Alchemist comes back because of this, because this is like part of the reason why Support Alchemist was good, and also this. So I'd probably say watch out, because like the people probably don't know, but like the talents for Alchemist are pretty crazy. They're not as insane as they once were, you know, where there was like the -5 or -7 seconds cooldown on Unstable Concoction, but this Unstable Concoction Radius talent is actually like pretty good. It's not as good as this Acid Spray armor reduction into the Acid Spray grants armor to allies, but it is still pretty good, and I think that there is definitely room for it. So I'm not like a huge fan of the changes to Alchemist, but sure. Zet. Another thing that I would consider basically pure, unadulterated cancer right now. Spark Wraith, Aghanim Scepter, secondary Wraith duration decrease from 45 seconds to 15 seconds. Why don't you go fuck yourself? It actually... I would have preferred that you just remove the Ags for right now. After... And if you disagree, I don't know if you've ever played a game where you're literally not allowed to move in your fountain. If it happens to you one time, where like an Ag Zet has found their way to your fountain and is just able to do this to you, and you still think it's just V in the game, I just don't know if... It's not like with a lot of other heroes where, like, you know, like Bristle or like Spectre or like PL, where like they kind of have to get like enough items for it to really be possible. He really can do it with like 1 or 2 items. I don't know. It feels like he can do it so easily compared to a lot of the other ones. And the biggest problem is that he can do it in a way where you literally can't do anything. I had the cruel realization like a month ago that you can't even shallow grave while you have the respawn protection that they added in to try to prevent some of this stuff. You can't even shallow grave yourself. While you're in that state. And like this duration decrease is cool, but it still means that like if you already Yules in your well, you're still you're still dead. You're still just fucking dead. I don't know. His Ags of cancer. I cannot believe that it's still in the way it is. Better. I'm sure this is better than before, but like not by much. Talents. Level 10 talent. Health talent decreased from 225 to 200, and level 25 talent from Tempest Devil cooldown reduction decreased from 50% to 40%. Sure. Sort of both, but I really just don't think that they move the needle too much. These are some very slight nudges to a hero that I think is like a 0 to 100, or 0 or 100, right? And it all really just depends on like, hey, does Zet get his Ags and like maybe 1 or 2 other items? If he does, well, you just like lose. You're on such a hard clock, honestly, and it's just like really frustrating because He's a hero that it feels like he can win the game single-handedly for his whole team. Which is like cool and all. I'm glad that there is like a hero that rewards being like good at them. I'm just not so sure I love that happening to me in my well. It's just I eagerly await a rework. Axe. Level 10 Talon from movement speed per active battle hunger increased from 10% to 12%, so that's plus 2%. Cool. Thanks for appearing in the Passion attack. Bunty Hunter. Windwalk now reduces attack speed on hit by 16, 24, 32, 40%. Okay. He's a menace, a dentist, and oh hi dentist. Open your mouth out for 4 or 5 minutes. Take a little swish of this fluoride. He's the what the hell? I thought we were due for bounty hunter nerfs, dude. He's so good. People don't know how good this hero is. The absolute insane. This is a 4-second slow too, by the way. 4 seconds static, all levels. The crazy thing is that this also applies to the shard, right? Which sadly they haven't confirmed if the shard no longer, cancels channels when cast on self. I really wish they would fix that. It is insane. Dude, it basically stops me from buying the shard. I cannot believe Bounty Hunter is doing well. Bristleback. Base health regen increased from 0.25 to 1. That's like a lot. I actually kind of felt like Bristleback was in like an okay spot, like overall. So this is kind of surprising to me that we felt the need to like buff his like lane so hard. But sure. Also enjoy like your blade mail buffs and like all your defensive item buffs. He's eating good. Brood Mother. Mother comes. Spawn Spiderling vision radius decreased from 700 to 400. Whoa! No more using them as... I mean, you can honestly still use them as like pseudo wards. Just a little bit less amazingly, I guess. And Spinner Snare, root duration decreased from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. I believe that this means that with whatever combo they had at TI, like you literally can't like permanently ensnare someone anymore. Like number-wise, it looks like you still can, but I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe it wasn't permanent, but it was really long. It happened in one of the games where like someone was actually rooted in the same spot for like, I don't know, it was like 10 or like 14 seconds or something crazy. But Mother comes, and I still really don't like Brood Mother right now, so I don't have too much to say, especially since like I've seen maybe single-digit broods in the past like 100 years. Chaos Knight. Chaos Strike critical minimum increase from 120% to 125%. Thanks for appearing in the patch notes, I guess. I don't really think this is necessary, like, at all. Talents, level 20 talent, min/max chaos bolt duration increase from 0.5 seconds to 0.75 seconds. Extremely do not do. Why? I don't think this is necessary or a good decision, like, at all. What a crazy... Dude, what a crazy... I mean, that's bonkers. That's just too much. Crystal Maiden. Allied mana regen outside of proximity radius decrease from 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5 to 0.4, 0.6, 0.81. So that's minus 0.2, minus 0.3, minus 0.4, minus 0.5. Of all the things to change about this hero, this is what you decided it was? It's like a lot. It also reduces her gain from it, doesn't it? Yeah, it should, because the self mana regen is 6 times the far. Okay, yes. But her mana regen is 6 times the far. If you reduce the far, you reduce that, you're multiplying a lower number by 6. Well, yes, but if you look at it, she receives less. She gets less. Look, 0.4 times 6, 2.4. 0.6 times 6. I think that they did. Let's go on the wiki real quick. Maybe the wiki hasn't updated. Demo? Alright, we'll demo.
Faster. Prepare
Reset me.
for battle.
When you reset? Reset. Alright,
Swiftly.
1.8. 2.4. Yeah, her self one got reduced. I think that there has already been a hotfix for it, though.
I challenge you!
Well, to be fair, it kind of makes sense if you actually read the ability, right? Because the ability states that all of them are based off of the top one, right? But it really should have been a line, because, like, they do that, and, you know, like this, in parentheses, right? You know, like, subsequent changes because of a change that you made should probably just be noted. I mean, that's like a huge nerf then, right? Although the wiki has actually updated its text, so maybe they've already updated the game, and the wiki just has it as changing the self bonus factor. Alright, so right now, your soul mating gets 2.4. Okay, it's the same amount. It's the same amount. They just increased the self bonus factor and didn't note it. So before, it was 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5, and the self bonus factor was 4. So it would be 2.4, 3.6, 4.8, 6. Which is what it is now. They just didn't note the bonus factors being changed. Crazy. We just spent a long time on that. Because they just didn't include, like, a line. Willow. Bramble Maze. So I actually changed it. You were right. In that, like, it didn't change. And I was wrong. Yeah. I was wrong. Okay. Willow. Bramble Maze damage per tick increased from 50 to 50, 55, 60, 65. Wow, that's like a lot more damage. What's the tick rate? It ends up being a lot more damage. If we assume 1 second tick, or if we just assume 0.5 second tick rates, then it's a lot. I'm not going to do the +5, +0, +5, +10, +15. I really don't think that Willow needs more damage on Bramble. I think Bramble's already like... I think Bramble's honestly like a little too good. But it mostly has to do with like the talent that she gets later on that reduces its cooldown by like 7 or some nonsense. Yeah.
I'm full of surprises.
So it just has like a... What's its... Yeah, a 15 second placement duration. It gets a little ridiculous, right? But sure, I guess. I think Willow is not high on the problem list. Dazzle! Poison touch duration increased from 4, 5, 6, 7 to 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Actually insane. What? I think this line's really crazy. Because, as always, I will remind people, like, when you touch the duration of the way that Poison Touch is right now, it's not just touching its duration. Because whenever they get hit, it refreshes the duration. So every time you get hit with a level 1 Poison Touch, it's another 5 seconds, right? And it's more time for you to get any of those refreshes, right? So that's crazy. One more set, even if it were just he increased it at level 1 and didn't touch like the rest, right? Or whatever. Like, that's still like insane. 5 seconds early on in the game is a crazy long time. Especially that, like, with this 1 second, I'm pretty sure it's like very feasible for Dazzle to... Early on, there are a lot of heroes who can just kind of like walk away from Dazzle if it's just them and Dazzle from Poison Touch, because like Dazzle has to like stop to like attack and stuff, and if you don't like cancel the backswings well enough, then like they're just gonna get away because of like terrain or some shit, right? But like with this 1 second, I don't actually know, man, because like that's enough to make up for like attack and backswing and stuff. That's crazy. Mana cost increased from 110, 120, 130, 140 to 125, 130, 135, 140. So that's plus 15, plus 10, plus 5, plus 0. That honestly like helps it out like a lot. And like to not be just like crazy. Like if you remove like the second line, I'll be like, this shit's insane and extremely unfun to play against. This brings it down like to earth by a lot, but it's still like this is bonkers. Actual insanity. Psycho change. And people will still yell at me for putting more points into it instead of getting Shallow Grave at level 2. Or, you know, at level 3. And it's just like, oh my god, it's too... The spell scales so... Look at all those numbers that increase. Like, literally every number on here gets bigger. Only one number gets worse. It's crazy. Oh, man. Fabulous. Crypt Swarm damage increased from 75, 150, 225, 300 to 85, 160, 235, 310. So it's plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. Okay. Crypt Swarm probably also feeling a little bit of that pipe buff. Let me make sure that... Just a little. Level 10, magic resistance talent increased from plus 12% to plus 14%. Sure, I guess. Thanks for making an appearance in the patch notes, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think that either of these are that big of a deal. The biggest thing about like this 10 damage, I think, has to do with her getting range creep last hits, because I think it makes it a lot easier to prevent them from getting denied by last hitting with a Crypt Swarm. How much health does a range creep have at 0/0? 300. Alright, so yeah. What it means...
Prepare for battle. Of course, my dear.
Is that here it's deniable. Oh, wow. It's a little bit tighter than I thought it was going to be with. I think that that's why. But I'm going to move on. I don't really think it's all that big of a deal. Disruptor. Glimpse mana cost increased from 55, 70, 85, 100 to 70, 85, 100, 115. So that's plus 15, plus 15, plus 15, plus 15. Definitely matters. Disruptor, like, kinda is super mana hungry. I think in, like, early on like that. So it makes, like, a level 1 Glimpse a little bit more, like, costly to kind of go for. Level 25 talent from Static Storm AoE decreased from plus 250 to plus 200, so minus 50. Okay. I mean, the talent is like still kind of insane, but I still don't really know if it like holds a candle to minus 12 seconds glimpse cooldown. A cooldown that if you look at, you know, the fact that it works 4 seconds ago, basically limits your movement a lot. Like a lot. Doom. Scorched Earth. Damage per second increased from 18, 32, 46, 60 to 20, 35, 50, 65. So that's plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. I really don't think that this matters too much. Thanks for showing up to the patch notes. Dragonite, base damage increased by 2. Kind of big, especially considering we didn't touch Brazers at all, and I think Brazers kind of make Dragonite, like, super playable. Elder Dragon form, cooldown decreased from 115 to 110, 105 to 105. So minus 10, minus 5, minus 0. Honestly, like, just kind of like a nice change. It makes it so there's a little bit less of like that sunk cost that ends up happening with after you use your first level 1 dragon form. You kind of get stuck in like this weird spot because sometimes you don't end up hitting level 12 in like those 2 minutes, right? And I don't know, it could be like a little weird when you're like level 10 or like 11, I find, and you're like, I can hodl, right? I mean, still face like a little bit of it, but I think it's like a little bit less on the mental drain. Definitely not nothing changes, but I think some of these heroes are just getting changed because, like, hey, I just, like, nerfed Raise Pact, I buffed a lot of these other items. I need to give some of these heroes something. Drow Ranger. Gust cooldown increased from 16, 15, 14, 13 to 19, 17, 15, 13. So that's plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, plus 0. Fuck you, please. Just like... Please! The more meaningful changes to Drow. I really don't like where Drow is right now. I really don't like where Drow is right now. I really don't like multi-shot. I don't like that Gust gets a movement speed. I don't like that. I really don't like her Shard. I think her Shard is fucking insane. I really don't like multi-shot. And I don't think that... I really don't like the way that, like, marksmanship works right now. I don't think it should ignore all armor. I don't think it should ignore all your base armor at level 1. I don't even know if it should ignore all your base armor at max level. I think that we should maybe roll that down a little. Because, like, it also gives, like, 200 damage for some nonsense. 40 damage, 40 damage. I don't know, man. Wait, what? What do you mean damage reduction? She keeps... Whoa.
My bow is drawn.
What do you mean damage reduction? What does that mean?
As deep as forest shade. My sentiments
Prepare
as well.
for battle.
Rolling out.
What does that mean?
Bite frost. Yes.
Does anybody know what that means? I'm going to the wiki real quick. Oh, okay. It's the eggs. It's the eggs. It's the eggs. The split arrows do 50%. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't know, man. There are many things I wish that we would explore with changing. With Drow. Where it's just like, it's so much, man. It's just like too much at once. I would love to see some more scaling or something. And less like it feels like, you know... I'm fine with like Drow combos, but if Drow combos are gonna be a thing, I need her to be like a little bit worse on her own. I don't want her to enter the Void status, where like it feels like Faceless Void is only really useful if like you have like 8 heroes to kind of back him up, or if you give him like 10 million years to become a hero. I don't want her to end up there, but I think that there's a lot of place between where we are and there. That could be a healthier location. But all of that is irrelevant because Earth Spirit's Stone Remnant charge restore time decreased from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. It's too much. It's the scariest shit I've ever read in Dota. No, it's not, but... Like... Uh-oh. Oops. Wasn't this just changed? Not that I can see. No, in 7.3, which was over a year ago, we changed stone replenish time from 25 to 20. That was several patches ago. Level 10 talent from magnetized duration increased from from plus 2 seconds to plus 3 seconds. Oh shit. Alright everyone. This is a little the game that I play. So many years ago, I proposed a small change to Earth Spirit. And it was I wanted the eggs to increase magnetized duration by like 1 or 2 seconds. And I also wanted to give more stone remnants for every level of magnetize. And my proposed change was like +1, +2, +3 stone remnants, right? And back then I calculated, because I was like, how much of an impact does this really have on magnetize? I calculated that if you did it all perfectly, you would end up doing 11,000 damage. Which is a lot. Or no, I think I did some changes along those lines. And it resulted in basically like, if you were perfect, like doubling magnetizes damage. So I'm going to do just a quick little... Alright, so he has 7 charges. He has 11 charges with the shard. They recharge every 18 seconds. So he can place 3 first, right? So we'll say that he basically starts at 14. Right? 18 times 3 is 54. So at 54, right? Magnetize with the talent is then 9 seconds. Oh man, you can even... Alright, actually I think you start with 15, because during the first magnetizes duration, you can, I believe, get another, let's see, 9, 54 minus 60, you have 6 extra seconds. You're 3 seconds off. Okay, you can. So we'll go back down to 14. So 14 times 9 is 126 seconds. But every 18 seconds, you get another one. So we divide 126 by 18 and you get 7. So 126 plus 7 times 9 is 189 maximum seconds there, right? But obviously, during those extra 63 seconds, you know, you get a couple more charges, right? And so I think it's like 3 more. Yes, it'll be 3 more. So you'll get another 27. $189 plus 27 seconds. Which, of course, gets you another 9, right? Yeah. And this will be the last additional. So, that is 225 seconds. Oh my god. You can go infinite. You're so... We haven't even put in an Octarian, dude.
That spot there. You're shaped to a higher order.
Prepare for battle.
My stones alight.
Let's give this tiny just a ton of health, but like no health regen, please.
Yes.
Please give me a shard.
As must be.
Is there a way for me to slow the game down? No? Man, I wish there was.
Precisely. Perfect location. Perfect location.
I'm not even gonna preload it like I was talking about. I'm just gonna go off of
Stone.
what you could do with a full set right now. Obviously, we can just like math it out, right? But I want to how reasonable, because I'm not like a machine. I can't place it perfectly.
Set in stone.
I don't even think that anybody else knew that, like, I maybe I've touched on this like a little bit over the years, but I always pay attention to like these numbers, so it's a little surprising to me that we've reached infinite, right? Maybe I already commented on it like a couple of times ago, but yeah, we're cleanly infinite right now. And by infinite, I mean we reach the next magnetize. Obviously, we can't do it again because we are suffering some loss, right? Holy shit, dude.
In stone.
My test dummy didn't have enough health.
From my stone. In war, a fool's first lesson is his last.
And it honestly just gets like more crazy as soon as you put like cooldown reduction in, right?
Set in stone. All paths are one. I'm going. Perfect location.
Alright, so 12 seconds there. How does refresher work with it? Is this a refresh all, or refresh... Oh, Jesus, man. Here's the insane. It is infinite. It's infinite.
Wait, an even better spot. Wait.
Because you can hit 2 minutes. You can do it for 2 minutes.
I should stand
Especially if like you preload it.
Perfect location. Ordered advance. A rolling stone. Rolling.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it here. Straight up, it's I don't really have a problem with any of this. Because like
I am
Let the
shaped
battle
to a
begin.
higher
you're not actually going to hit a magnetize for 5 minutes. It's just like that's just like insanity, right? Actually pulling that off. If you do, then you deserve to do the infinite fucking damage that you're doing, and you know whatever. I just more think it's like a neat thought. But I would say absolutely be concerned about Earth Spirit, because you know, like 2 seconds charge restore time is actually like a lot. It basically lets him like be ready for the next fight a lot sooner. Enigma! Eidolon attack range decreased from 500 to 425, 450, 475, 500. So minus 75, minus 50, minus 25, minus 0. Okay. It probably like makes them a bit less of a menace in lane, but you know, honestly, this probably does like a lot to make him less of a menace in lane. Because it means that it's a lot harder for them to kind of like trade with you, unless like you micro like pretty well. But then you know, like we're still rewarding like good micro. I think this is probably good. He was picked a ton at TI, and honestly, I think he was picked more than he should have been. Grimstroke. Inkswell movement speed bonus increased from 10, 12, 14, 16 to 12, 14, 16, 18%. So plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Cool. Chance will get more mad at me because I level up this ability over Stroke of Fate. Damn. Dark Portrait can now be used on spell immune enemies. This matters. This is an unnecessary change, I think. It's a losing play. I think I win more games as Grimstroke than damn. Win rate's all that matters, clearly. Talents. Level of 15 talents. Soulbind spell damage increased from plus 20% to plus 25%. I think I like the idea of this talent, but it's like a little weird. It's like, it's in an odd spot, really. Because like the other one is like... the other one's insane. Right? It's a lot of movement speed. It's just so movement speed is, you know, king and all that. I don't know. I think this one's like neat. I think that it could work somewhere else, maybe. But the other one is it's just really hard to pass up for me. This Dark Portrait change is kind of crazy, though. Gyrocopter, level 15 talent. Flat cannon attacks increased from +2 to +3. Really, that's like all you're gonna do? This is like this singular change you've done to this hero after you buffed Veil? You're like actually crazy. My man, look at the homing missile stun duration talent and tell me how I'm supposed to pick these flat cannon attacks. +3 flat cannon attacks is not nothing. It's not nothing. And I do still believe in the flat cannon gyro. The problem I kind of have, and it's crazy to be saying this, it's just that, like, the missile build is just so much easier. It's so much easier to pull off, and honestly, like, it functions, I think, in a lot more games than the flat cannon. Azalor! Turn rate increased from 0.6 to 0.7. Unnecessary? Base damage increased by 2? Any askers in the chat, Ice Frog? Any askers? Why? Who? Who? I don't know, this is crazy to me. I think that Coddle is actually pretty good right now. I think he has like a lot of shit going for him. So I also am a little baffled at the buffs, especially a base damage buff. I think the hero is kind of like a menace in lane. It's like you solve like a bit of like his menacey behavior by placing like a ward. But it doesn't actually solve it, because one, he could just bring a sentry, and then like he profits from the exchange, for the most part. Or, he just like understands how Dota works, stands in trees a little bit better, and like, what do you do? Or he's so versatile. He can mid, he can play both levels of support. Honestly, I think that he can even fit as a 3. He's a bit squishy for like kind of that person you want to play as like your 3, but like I don't know, he combos really well with a lot of people. I think that he is extremely versatile. I think he's I guess underrated somehow because people are fucking stupid. People undervalue chakra magic. Especially the cooldown aspect of it. People absolutely undervalue it. Admiral Kunko. Ghost ship with increase from 425 to 450. Excuse me? Rum bonus speed increased from 12% to 15%. We're buffing rum! We're buffing rum! Rum is getting... Literally, I think yesterday, I was saying how fucking crazy rum is, and I was talking about how like people just like don't know, it never gets nerfed because people don't know what it does. It's so insane, dude. It's like I'm playing a different game than so many people, where we need to buff the rum. Oh my god. Legion Commander, level 20, talent, Moment of Courage, proc chance, increase from plus 10% to plus 12%. Man, fuck off. I don't like Duel. I haven't liked Duel in so long. I don't know. I just don't really like Legion for a very long time. I love the idea. I hate it in practice. I'm moving on because I gotta fucking go, man. We've been here for like an hour. I got a little too magnetized pilled. You guys don't understand. I think it's really cool. Flashback. Split Earth. Aghanim's Shard radius bonus decreased from plus 75 to plus 60. It doesn't need it. Why? 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 Why does the shard have to increase the radius? Why does the shard have to increase the base radius? Why does it have to do it? I don't understand. Can you explain to me, Mr. Frog? Could you enlighten me on why it has to increase the base radius? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. I hate this shard. This shard is honestly so annoying. It's so annoying. There's too much shit on the ground too. Like now we have a couple too many spells that are kind of like on the ground, and the ground gets covered sometimes. It becomes like too hard to see, and I don't really like that kind of skill check in Dota. Pulse Nova now has a 1 second cooldown after it's toggled off. Damage decreased from 100, 150, 200 to 90, 140, 190. Alright, so for those who don't know, Pulse Nova had a change a while ago where I don't remember if it's like the activation cost or when it takes the mana for the first pulse, right? For your mana a second, but it doesn't do it on like the first pulse. And because Pulse Nova, they did do it on like the first pulse. They reduced the mana cost by a lot. So, as a result, people discovered that you can it was something like toggling it on and off to get faster pulses, right? Instead of waiting a full second to get your second pulse, you could toggle it on and off at certain times to force another pulse earlier. And I don't remember the math. It was basically, I saw a YouTube video for it because I got recommended a bunch of YouTube videos, and some people in the comments were saying it basically, you trade like it was like, I think 20 to 40% increase in the mana cost for almost double the damage. Or like the time to get the damage out, not necessarily damage. You're still looking, I think, similar damage, but you're doing the damage a lot faster. And a lot of people think, at least in the comments, that was like kind of why it was broken. Part of what was making Leshak broken. I really don't think that that's the case. I don't actually know how many people were abusing this or using this to, phrase it differently. But I think that's why it probably has a 1 second cooldown now. Also, -10, -10, -10, so that, we don't have so many people being like, "Wow, Leshak's like pretty broken, huh?" But I still think he's like really good. Level 10 talent from mana regen decrease from plus 1.75 to 1.5. Like, that's cool and all. dude, but I don't know. I still think the hero is not in a great spot. Bloodstone really wasn't touched too much. This change, I think, affects a very small group of players. This change. This change affects more people, but not enough. I don't know, the hero just still kind of like feels insane, and I'm not sure how I feel about it entirely. I think that my knee-jerk is just that I don't like it, because I think we probably should have gone a little bit more on him. Loin. Earth Spike damage increased from 80, 140, 200, 260 to 95, 150, 205, 260. So that is plus 15, plus 10, plus 5, plus 0. A lot of people seem to think that Lion is really bad. I don't think he's really bad. I think he's pretty good. Well, this scares me, because that's like a lot of damage over the course of like a lane. Talents, level 20 talent from the Hex cooldown reduction increased from -2 to -3. Yes, that's cool. It's also against plus 20 Finger of Death damage per kill.
Through conflict,
Try calling back later.
revealed.
When you make me a real offer. I think Lion's pretty good. I think a lot of people underrate. Marcy, rebound, cast, and jump range decreased from 800. From 800 to 450, 550, 650, 750. That's a minus 350, minus 250, minus 150, minus 50. Owned? Jump speed decreased from 2,000 to 1,700.
Prepare for battle.
I still think it's a little much. I still think it's a little much, but this is so much better. This hero is on pace to be balanced, maybe. You know, one of their spells.
Lion.
Not pictured any cast range increases. These are great changes. Great changes. Honestly, could probably go a little bit more. Just like a little bit more. Just a little bit. Sidekick. Lifesteal decreased from 35, 40, 45, 50% to 30, 35, 40, 45%. Hey. Like, come on. You know that is stupid. There's no way that he looks at this shit and thinks, oh yeah, dude, that's like,
No
fine. There's no fucking way, dude. This is better, but like, okay, -5, -5, -5, -5. Who gives a shit, dude? Look at it. It's so insane. Imagine if Bloodlust gave like 120 attack speed and also 100 attack range. Wouldn't you would just be like, that's clearly broken. Like, why is it giving these two things? Right? Why does Sidekick give lifesteal 45% lifesteal at max and 60 even just look at level 1, 30% lifesteal and 20 damage. 20 damage at the beginning of the game is like a 30% increase, right? For like most heroes. Obviously, like, you're not going to take Sidekick at level 1, but it is crazy. Maybe he doesn't want to do too much at once because he just basically shit on Rebound, like comparatively. I still think that Rebound is really good. I still think that Rebound is really good. I just think that it's a lot more in line with like the rest of Dota now, but I still think that it is really, really good. I still think that Marcy is a broken hero. I think we're getting closer to balance. Not there. Mars, Bulwark. Speed penalty when active decreased from 20% to 18%, so -2. Woo. Okay. I really don't think it matters. Level 20 talent. Bulwark front/side damage reduction increased from 10% and 5% to 12% and 6%. Yeah, but it's up against like almost a second more of spear stun. So yeah, we're good, dude. I know damage reduction and, you know, Wraith Pact and blah, blah, but also, like, one more second of a stun that, if you got a shard, works on 2 heroes. Maguka. Mystic Snack. Cast range increased from 700 to 750. And projectile speed now increases by 15% with each bounce. No other changes is scary. Scary. I think Medusa's actually pretty good. I think Medusa has just been outpaced a little bit by some other heroes, but I still think that Medusa is quite strong. I also think that people are not aware enough of the shard, but that goes for Medusa and Spectre. This is scary. I think Medusa changes are scary. Monkey King. Wukong's command armor bonus increased from 12, 18, 24 to 14, 19, 24. So that's +2, +1, +0. Okay, that's honestly like not that big of a deal. Cast point improved from 1.2 seconds to 1 second. That one matters like a fuck ton more. But I think it's probably fine. I think No, honestly, I would prefer it just stay longer. Again, I don't think Monkey King's a problem. I don't think that Monkey King is weak. If Monkey King's like dying before you get some of this shit off, well, one, you should probably like BKB, right? But secondly, it's probably just like too much other shit. It's too much damage in the game, right? Like, it's 12 armor at level 6. That's a lot. It's like double or triple like some heroes' armor at that point in the game, right? If he's like dying to physical damage through that, that's not like because it gives too little armor. That's because other people are doing way too much physical damage. Or he doesn't have like enough health, but I'm moving on. Again, I think that we try to like fix problems by making other problems. Morphling. Waveform cooldown increased from 20, 17, 14, 11 to 21, 18, 15, 12. So that's +1, +1, +1, +1. Woo. Morph. Ag Scepter no longer reduces cooldown. Good. It shouldn't have.
Time to test the water.
You're really not going to touch any of the stolen stats? That's the insane. I mean, honestly, the cooldown reduction, like, I don't know, maybe could work, but it's the stats, dude. Especially the strength one. The strength one is just so crazy. I cannot believe that Morphling isn't picked like a ton more. Level 25 talent change from 2 waveform charges to minus 40% waveform cooldown.
Flood stage.
10% is 1.2, 40% is 4.8. So it goes down to 7.2. Oh my god, dude. It's still like mostly worse than the other one. Than the previous talent, not the plus 35 strength. I think that this waveform talent is probably better than the 35 strength by more than a little. I don't know. The Ags, I would love another rework, man. I really just hate that Morphling gets 40% status resistance if he steals from a strength hero, and that they lose 40% status resistance. That is just fucking crazy, man. Naga Siren. Strength gain decreased from 2.8 to 2.6. Again, whenever we reduce Naga's stats, it does matter for the most part. Like, I would say that this matters not a hell of a lot, but definitely matters. Base armor decreased by 1. Also, like, a pretty big blow, because it kind of leads back into my theory about how, like, you need to play against, like, Naga, and sometimes even Terrorblade, and it's that you need to blast the shit out of them, so that when they make their illusions are also low health. The longer that Naga stays at full health, like, the stronger she is in your lane. You need to establish lane dominance. I'm gonna move on. I really don't think that Naga needed to be touched too much, but I appreciate it because, you know. Illusions. Furion, teleportation. Cooldown decreased from 65, 50, 35, 20 to 62, 48, 34, 20. So that's -3, -2, -1, -0. Thanks for making sure to put Furion in the patch notes. Everyone appreciates him stopping by. Now he's going to use his absolutely bonkers -3 seconds teleport cooldown to leave the party. Curse of the Old Growth. That's what this ability's name is. I literally used it yesterday. I didn't know its name. That's an insane name. Duration increased from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. This ability is very, very weird. And, like it feels like it should be good, but it honestly, like, when you use it sometimes, you don't even know if it's working. I used it yesterday, and if you had told me that it literally was just broken and that didn't do anything, I might have believed you. The revealing in Fog is, like, the coolest and the best part of it. It's very weird. I think that there's some more room to explore with it, but it's okay. Thanks for showing up, Furion. Necrolite. Ghost Shroud, increased magic damage, decreased from 40% to 25%. No, 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 no. I don't like it. I don't like it, dude. I don't want to go back to seeing a ton of Necrolite, please. I like when heroes have weaknesses. I like when heroes have weaknesses. Weaknesses are cool and fun, and they make the game interesting. Nerubian Assassin. Spiked Carapace stun duration decreased from 0.6, 1.2, 1.8, 2.4 to 0.5. What the fuck? 1.52. So -0.1, -0.2, -0.3, -0.4. You son of a bitch. That's too much. You do this because the talent is good. Instead of just reworking the talent, you nerf Spiked Carapace so it suffers for the talent. I'm mad. He's given nothing to it. The crime that he pays for, like, being good against some other absolutely broken heroes. Ogre Magi. Base health regen increased from 0.25 to 0.75. Welcome back, Ogre. You are once again an absolute menace in the lane, huh? Just a monster. I would say that he's back to being a monster. Mangolier. Level 15 talent, shield crash cooldown in ball increased from 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds. What the fuck, dude? You're buffing him. What the hell, man? I hate this, man. I hate this. Wait, no, this is a nerf. This is a nerf. Okay, never mind. I'm sick. I love it. I thought it was the other way. I mean, I hate that, again, Lucky Shot gets to, like, sneak out the back door. But hey, it's something, I guess. No nurse and javelin. Phantom Assassin, base health regen increased from 0.75 to 1. You know, I was just thinking that PA, not a good hero. Pretty bad. Phantom Strike, mana cost decreased from 35, 45, 55, 65 to 35, 40, 45, 50. You know, I was just thinking that PA just doesn't have to worry about, like... Well, just has to worry about mana too much. Too much. Too long has PA had to worry about mana. When is it going to be PA's time to just really go off? I don't think this goes far enough. I think we should just remove the mana cost from Phantom Strike. -0, -5, -10, -15. Phantom Strike and Stifling Dagger, they just don't have mana cost. PA is a fucking monster right now, and people just haven't woken up to it. PA only has to use mana. No, you know what? You're right. PA just doesn't need to use mana. Primal Beast. Onslaught damage decreased from 110, 200, 290, 380 to 95, 190, 285 to 380. Primal Beast has a spell that does 380 damage. Do I not? Do I not know how this spell works? Does it actually do 380 damage at level 4? That's what, it like scales or something, right?
Prepare for battle.
It does 380 damage. Okay. Damn, dude. I was unaware. Alright, so that's minus 15. Minus 15, minus 10, minus 5, minus 0. Boo-hoo. Run is now cancelled, the Primal Beast is stunned during it. Yeah, good. That's how it should have worked. Like, the whole time. That's how, like, every other ability in the game that works even, like, kind of like this one. I guess like hookshot doesn't. Only I don't think he stops. He gets stunned. But Puck, Dream Coil, initial damage increase. I mean, Primal. This isn't really what I care about with Primal Beast too much. I more so. I think Onslaught is like mostly balanced. I don't know. This might be a little much though. It's really Trample. Trample's the fucking. You know, the insanity. Also, like. The other fucking Uproar just like gives him base bonus damage that I don't really know if that should be the case. Does it give him armor too? No. Okay. Fuck. Dream Coil initial damage increased from 125, 200, 275 to 150, 230, 310. Sure. I am okay with this because of the other changes. I'm okay with Puck receiving some buffs. Puck has been, I believe, a lot more manageable now that, you know, Illusory Orb isn't like a million miles an hour. Pudge, here is where we fix the Ags. Base health regen decreased from 2 to 1.75. Uh-oh. That's not very much. Honestly, it's like probably fine. I don't think that this matters too much. I think it matters like a little. But I don't think he's like crying. Flesh Heap cooldown increased from 20, 18, 16, 14 to 20, 19, 18, and 17. So plus 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Wow. You shouldn't have. Aghanim Scepter. Damage reduced by 40. There must be something on my monitor because I can't see that patch line very clearly.
Might grow for Pudge.
This just in, they did not change the Ags. The Ags remains untouched. Cool. Love it. I love that Pudge is a hero that can be played in every position to some success. But I love having a Pudge in every single one of my games. Pugna. Nether Blast cast range increased from 500 to 600. Pretty sure that means that Pugna can outrange towers with it like pretty easily now, right? Before you would have to like get either pretty close or like not be able.
Prepare for battle.
A little jaunt.
That's pretty good.
Netherly.
That's pretty safe, dude. You used to have to be like way closer. You used to have to be like right here.
I bring love a good slaughter.
I kind of like it, but I still think you need the cast range stuff, man. And Pugna just benefits from it too much. All 4 of Pugna's spells love more cast range. People underrate cast range increase for Netherward. But sure, neat. A little, not a little buff for the lolly, but I would say a significant buff. Quap of Pain. Shadow Strike can now be ground targeted with the Ags. Radius of the Ags has also been increased from 375 to 400. I actually don't really like this. I think this is going to make it a little bit harder for me to use. But I understand why. I actually think the Ags is super good. I think the people who do not buy the Ags are really missing out. I think it's quite good. Like, almost every game. I highly recommend, if you have not bought the Ags, to buy it and try it. And you will realize just how much damage it ends up, doing. It also comes with, an actual, stat increase, right? Yeah, it increases initial damage by a lot. I don't know. It's really good. Yesterday, someone didn't buy it, and I was like, man, dude, I think you should really try it. I think you'll be surprised at how much damage you end up doing. Sonic Wave cooldown decreased from 125 seconds to 110, 190. That's minus 15, minus 25, minus 35. Holy shit, what? That's a lot. That's huge. I can't believe like Sonic Wave is under 100 second cooldown without an axe. Or the talent, I guess. 50 seconds! Okay. Level 20 talent, Sonic Wave cooldown reduction. Okay, decrease from 60 seconds to 40 seconds. Okay. So we moved some of the savings from the talent over to here. Oh, well, that's Scream of Pain talent with the axe, huh? Pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. I kind of like where Quap is right now. Except for the Shard. The Shard is still, I think, an abomination. But I kind of like the rest of it. I mean, I don't personally like this, but like for me using it, I kind of liked it having like the unit target aspect to it still, but I get it. I get it. Oh my god, the Chancellor. You seeing this shit? How much with Octarian? I actually can't remember if Octarian does it off pre-talent or post-talent. I think that they fixed it going off pre-talent. But I'm pretty sure it'll go down to like 30-ish. Only reason I even loaded in is because I don't remember if it's pre or post-talent. So 50. Okay, so it's post-talent. 37.5. Pretty good.
Time to earn myself a bad reputation.
Razor. Storm Surge, Aghanim Shard damage increased from 150 to 175. Oh my god. Dude, people do not know what his shard does, and so we buff it because people don't know what the shard does. Because people don't know what the shard does, we buff it, even though it's actually crazy, man. Please, if you play Razor, buy the shard. Buy the shard. Trust me. Buy the shard. You will come back and you will tell me, that shit's pretty good. And I will tell you, yeah, I know. Level 10 talent. Agility increased from +9 to +12. So +3. Alright, that's competitive. That's competitive. 12 agility is pretty good. I'd probably take 12 agility. Even with the plasma field thing, you know, applying like twice, so it's like potentially like 60. No, it is not potential. It is 60 because I think it's to the base amount, to the minimum. So it's his old ability, but better. It's better and worse in some ways. Because it doesn't purge them. The thing about the other one is it used to fucking dispel you. And that was the silent killer that a lot of people probably didn't even know about at all. Right? This is me checking really quick to make sure that it does not still dispel and it just doesn't say it. Alright, it does not. It's so good, dude. 1.5 seconds. No cooldown on its proc. Good. Good gas. I think too many people are kind of sleeping on it. Like Lifesteal is Shard. Open Wounds is so good. Please read what it does. And then come back to me and tell me it's not worth 1,400 gold. Rubik. Base damage increased by 3. Hey, what? What? That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know, man. That's too much. That's too much. That's scary. Sand King. Base damage increased from 23 to 33 to 25 to 33. So you got +2 to the minimum damage that they do. Okay, sure. That's also kind of a lot. It pushes them like more comfortably into the 50 range, right? For their base damage. But like, here's the thing. I already think Sand King's like pretty fucking good. Caustic Finale, debuff duration increased from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. Oh, sweet Jesus. The people are gonna get so mad at Chancellor and I when we're fucking Caustic Finale pilled and they don't get it. You wouldn't get it. Sand King is quite good, and he just got better somehow. Shadow Demon. Disseminate. Radius increased from 600 to 675. Uh-oh. Why are we buffing Shadow Demon, dude? Especially this spell. I think that this spell is probably like sleeper broken. I think it's only sleeper broken because I think a lot of people just don't even know what it does. It's crazy. I think this is too much. Shadow Fiend. Shadow Friend. Level 20 talent from Requiem Fear per line decreased from plus 0.4 seconds to plus 0.3 seconds. I don't even know if people are really taking this town anymore. So I think a lot more people have kind of woken up to the +3 damage per soul. I think that people are finally waking up. The smell on the ashes. But like, sure. I would love for you to change raid. I think raid is broken. Shadow Shaman. Ether Shock mana cost decreased from 100, 120, 140, 160 to 100, 115, 130, 145. So it's -0, -5, -10, -15. Sure. Level 20 talent from Shackle's total damage bonus increased from 140 to 155. Sure. I don't think either of these were really needed. This is probably you trying to get people to like stop doing so little ether shocking as they do, and to do a little bit more of them. But I don't know. I think that I think Shadow Shaman is a little bit too good right now, but it's really just because of like dumb shit that he's allowed to do, like in lower level games, less so at like pro level 5 stacks. But sure. Another time. Another round on May. Silence. Oh, we're almost done, baby. Curse of the Silent. Radius decreased from 425 to 340, 360, 380, 400. Wow. That fucking sucks. Oh, baby.
With quickness.
Prepare
Look what they did to my boy.
Forward. Yes. Right away. Coming in. I gather no loss. Onward. Yes, of course. Rolling. Rock on.
Damn. Still pretty big. It's still pretty fucking big. I don't know. That is a lot, though.
Silence and escape. I rise.
I don't think that Curse of the Silent is what should have been touched here. But I'm happy to see some Silencer nerfs as someone who loves Silencer. I think that he is a little obnoxious right now. Sapphire. Level 10 talent scatterwise damage increased from +60 to +70. Okay, have a nice day, Sapphire, I guess. Sure. Fuck off. Please, like a tiny kisses nerf. Just make it so that it can't be shot right next to her. So that getting closer to her makes it, you know. Please, beg you. Make it so that Nyx Assassin and like Silencer aren't just like, what do you feel like you gotta do? Beg you. Sniper. Here is where we fix Sniper, everybody. Finally. Shrapnel mana cost increased from 50 to 75. Radius decreased from 450 to 50. Minus 25, oh, plus 25 mana cost, minus 50 radius. Oh, also I didn't do it up here. Minus 85? 85 minus 65 minus 45 minus 25. Come back down. It's not as much as I was hoping for Sniper to be touched. I would have loved if you know. Hello? What is that? Why am I suddenly in a subway? Are there demons nearby? Alright, somehow something over there changed. Alright, back to Dota. It's not as much as I was hoping for Sniper. I was really hoping that like Headshot not getting lifesteal or not working with lifesteal would happen. Really hoping that maybe like the take aim thing would kind of be changed. Would really have loved for the Headshot damage talent to be nerfed, or just Headshot in general. It doing 110 damage. All like a little bit insane. But I think we'll settle for this, I guess, and people will now start skipping Shrapnel, I guess. Because they're stupid. You should still be skilling Shrapnel. It's still broken. It's still fucking amazing. Just a little bit less so. Just like a little bit less so. If you skip Shrapnel, you are just stupid. If you don't come to me with a real justification for skipping this ability, you're an idiot. I dare you to come up with a real fucking reason to skip this ability. Storm Spirit. Base mana regen increase from 0.5 to 0.6. Stop. You don't need to do that. I beg you. Just don't, man. Like, come on. Sven. Warcry, Aghanim Shard Aura armor bonus decrease from 7 to 6. Yeah, I mean, it's like a little insane. 6 is still like really, really good. I can't believe you're actually letting this stay. But it's not a letter, so I understand maybe if you just want this as like a band-aid, but oh my god, dude. Pecky's Demolition Crew. Sticky Bomb cast point improved from 0.2 to 0.1 seconds. What the fuck? That's crazy. I already think that Techies is like too good. But still like a soulless hero right now. I don't know. This is crazy to me. It matters. It matters. Templar Assassin. Linaya. Psionic Trap. Time to full charge. Decrease from 4 seconds to 3.5 seconds. Yes. Sure. Sure. But please, the Shard. The Shard. I beg you. The Shard. The Shard! I cannot believe that this happened without a change to the Shard. The Shard is so obnoxious. Terrorblade. Reflection cooldown decreased from 28, 24, 20, 16 to 25, 22, 19, 16. So it's -3, -2, -1, -0. What the actual fuck? Dude, Dota players are so stupid. We're in a situation where like Reflection gets buffed like for the early game part when Reflection is like so good. It's so good. It's such a good spell. Terrorblade is on fucking is so much. Reflection is super good. You should be skilling it. You should be using it. At least 1 point. At least 1 point, dude. For 1 point, you get so much value. Timbersaw. Flamethrower. Duration increase from 7 seconds to 8 seconds. Woo. Level 25 talent. Whirling Death attribute reduction increased from 10% to 12%. I'm pretty sure that this is a revert. I'm pretty sure it used to be 12% and then we lowered it down to 10. Maybe it was 15% before. I'm almost 100% sure this is a revert. No, it was Whirling Death that used to be 12%, and now it's down to 10. Now it's down to 10%, and now the talent is becoming 12% instead of 10%. So the 2% that he lost in 7.31C is now coming back on the 25 talent. There we go. I'm checking to make sure there wasn't. And actually, this talent lost the 2% like a long time ago. 7.26B. But sure. Sure. Sounds fun. I haven't seen too much Timbersaw. I like Timbersaw, so. Tony. Avalanche. Radius decrease from 325, 350, 375, 400. 325. 340, 355, 370. So that's plus, -0, -10, -20, -30. Definitely matters. Definitely matters. Not a nothing change. It largely affects like Blink, Avalanche combos, and among like some other small things. Tree Volley. Cooldown increase from 15 seconds to 17 seconds. Like, please just stop buying this Axe. This Axe is like not insanely good anymore when you could just like focus on the other shit. Please, for the love of God. If you're playing Tiny, buy a Moon Charge, but also don't pick Tiny, because he's a piece. Trend Protector. Leech Seed. Damage / heal per second increase. Oh, fuck. From 16, 32, 48, 64 to 20, 35, 50, 65. So that's +4. Oh, also Tree Volley -2. Or +2. 20, 35, 50, 65. So that's +4, +3, +2, +1. Cast point improve from 0.4 to 0.3. Cast range increase from 400 to 400, 450, 500, 550. So +0, +50, +100, +150. This is actually the most important change of all of these, I think. It's cast range 1. Trend is The problem is he's so XP hungry in the lane, man. People, you gotta give up levels and living armor if you want to be like a menace in the lane. But giving up points and living armor, I think, is so laughably short-sighted. His living armor is just fucking crazy. But also giving up points in the Bramble is just... Overgrowth. Damage per second increased from 75 to 85, so plus 10. Be wary of Trent. There could be problems soon coming. Troll Warlord. Base agility increased from 21 to 23. Like, sure. But I don't know, the hero just kind of... Meh. Level 20 Talon. Battle Trance movement speed increased from plus 15% to plus 20% to plus 5. Sure. I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan at the moment of the troll. I think he has like a couple of places, but I think that like compared to like a lot of the other carries right now, it's just like super not amazing. Losing control of your hero is turns out it's pretty not great. Dirge. Level 15 talent soul rip damage / heal decrease from plus 12 to plus 10. Guess what? It's still really good. Level 15 talent tombstone zombie damage decrease from plus 22 to plus 20. Yes, I hear you. That soul rip damage / heal talent is the one I think you should be taking almost 100% of the time. If you have watched me play Dirge, you understand why. It's so good. It's so good. Please respect Soul Rip for the healing purposes that it was made for, not for the damage. Please stop using Soul Rip on enemies like 80% of the time. You should be using it on enemies a minority of the time. Viper. Nether Toxin mana cost decreased from 85 to 70. That's minus 15. That is a little crazy. Nosedive. Cast range increased from 300 to 375. Cool. Cool. Any askers? Level 10 talent from corrosive skin damage per second increased from plus 13 to plus... Oh my god. Plus 5. Level 15 talent from corrosive skin magic resistance increased from plus 12% to plus 15%. That's also a lot. But not... Probably still not as good as the Nether Toxin talent. The Nether Toxin talent is insane. I highly recommend take that Nether Toxin talent because it is so good. It is so unbelievably good, man. I think Viper is actually really good right now, and that people don't respect him enough. Visage. Gravekeeper's Cloak. Aghanim's Shark cooldown increased from 60 seconds to 65 seconds. No changes to the Ag's Scepter, so please, kindly, fuck off. Please. The hero, at least in my opinion, right now, is so one-dimensional, and it's so obnoxious. Warlock, Upheaval, max damage per second, increase from 30, 50, 70, 90 to 35, 60, 85, 110. Plus 5, plus 10, plus 15, plus 20 damage! Chaotic Offering, Golem armor increased from 6, 9, 12 to 8, 12, 14, so plus 2, plus 3, plus... No. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 2. Weird. But okay. I already think that Warlock, I know I just said it, is super undervalued, super underappreciated. People do not value Upheaval enough. I know that a lot of you are tired of hearing me talk about Upheaval, but Upheaval is fucking amazing. Please start skilling Upheaval earlier in your games. Shadow Word ain't shit. Lirolai. Base damage increased by 2. Base mana regen increased by 0.25. I hate you. Talents. Level 10 talent. Wind run radius increased from plus 200 to plus 225. I actually don't mind you doing that, because I think that that talent is very neat and cool. My problem, please, for the love of God, is just javelins, focus fire. Please change interaction. Or something. I beg you. I'm just tired of Windrunner being a hero that gets to kill a hero basically for free every minute. After you land a shackle, which isn't that difficult. But maybe the rework, and that'll come in a letter, a real number patch. Skeleton King. Hellfire Blast projectile speed increased from 1,000 to 1,200. Okay, sure. Vampiric Aura. Skeletons... That's no longer an aura. Skeletons now gain 25 additional movement and attack speed when targeting an enemy affected by Hellfire Blast. That's cool. I do not mind these changes. But also, come on. Please change the crit, dude. Just change the crit. So that Skeleton King stops being this hero that's kind of... A lot of people just build him to where hopefully he just tries to be oh hey, let me just try to one-shot one hero by blinking in and just critting them, and it's oh my god, I hate it. It's just another Kunkka. It's lame. Come on, diversity in heroes or something like that. Alright, but that is the end of the patch notes. So, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat while I go over my general thoughts about the patch. I love the fact that Wraith Pact has been changed. I hate the fact that its change was not being removed. I hate the fact that its change was not being removed. There are some other bugs I really wish that they would fix, or at least address in some way, shape, or form. I really think Bounty Hunter Shard should not cancel his TPs. I don't think it should cancel his TPs. Please let me use Windwalk while I'm TPing, like every other one in the game. Please. I hate the fact that Zet gets to keep their eggs. This is just insane. I cannot believe that this has stayed in the game for so long. I can't believe that Sniper got out of this basically scot-free. The only thing that got changed was fucking Shrapnel. I love to see the Marcy changes. I think the Marcy changes are a great step in the right direction. 3 abilities to go. PA got buffed, and I just cannot fucking believe it, dude. Rum got buffed, and I just cannot fucking believe it. Flesh Heap basically got out of all this for free, and I'm amazed that we didn't like touch this a lot more. I think that this is insane that we didn't touch the damage block like at all, really, or the eggs. There's a lot of things I think that got like changed here, basically because like other people just don't know how they work, and so we need to keep buffing them until people try them and are like, oh my god, this thing is fucking broken. This dazzle change is insane. Why the fuck did we nerf Nick so hard? I have no idea. Literally like one player at TI. It's so weird, man. I cannot wait for this number patch, dude. Please. Please, just delete Wraith Pack. Just delete it. It wasn't a good idea. It's bad. It's bad. It should feel bad. But if you somehow find yourself watching the video, thanks for watching. I'm sorry. Bye.